Hello everyone, this is Paresh Srivastav from Vwin, and today I want to share with you about the top 3 mistakes many IELTS aspirants do, and you should avoid doing those mistakes so that you can clear your exam in your first attempt. Okay, so the mistake number 1 is that many IELTS candidates, they just want to clear IELTS exam without even understanding that if they improve their overall language skills, then they'll be able to do much better in the country they are planning to migrate. So this is the first exam I have seen where people just want to clear it. They just don't want to try to find out their best. They don't want to give their best in their exam. So many of you just try to get the minimum score which you require to get overall good score, and that creates a problem because if you are looking to just clear an exam, there are high chances that you'll not be able to clear it. So that's why your objective should be to get the best possible marks, to give your best in the exam rather than just clearing the IELTS exam. Now if I talk about the second mistake people do, the second mistake is that many of the candidates start preparing from internet. They try to get some material. They get lots of material for listening and reading, and they start doing practice. And over a period of time, they are able to improve their scores. And sometimes they are able to get 8.5 in listening, 7.5 in reading, and they feel that they really have done well. And somehow they also presume that their speaking and writing also improved with this. So if you are really getting good scores in listening and reading, then many of you start to believe that you'll be able to get good score in your writing and speaking too. But that's not the case. You all know that writing is a paper which is least scoring. That's where the problem is actually. Many of you are not able to clear your writing test, and sometimes some of you are not able to clear your speaking test, although you're able to achieve good score in listening and reading. So you have to really get good guidance in terms of improvement in your writing and speaking so that you're able to clear in one go. The mistake number 3 is basically no motivation for grammar and vocabulary. Many of you do not believe in improving your grammar and vocabulary, while these are 2 parameters out of 4 parameters for both writing and speaking. So if you don't improve your grammar and vocabulary, obviously it will be difficult for you to score well in writing and speaking. And let me tell you that both of these areas they need patience and good efforts to have improvement. So this is why I would suggest that focus on grammar and vocabulary too in order to improve your scores in all 4 areas. I would like to summarize the points which you need to keep in mind in order to clear your IELTS exam with good band score. The first point is target for your best. It means that you should try to achieve the best possible score for yourself rather than simply targeting for the minimum required score, because this is going to ensure that you have good in-depth knowledge of this language, and it is going to be useful later on in the country also where you're planning to migrate. Second is that you should be careful about your scores during your practice time in these 2 areas, writing and speaking. It is really good to have 8.5 or 9 score in listening and reading, but that is not sufficient. You really have to have good score in writing and speaking too. And your score of listening and reading cannot decide the score of writing and speaking. So for writing and speaking, you need to invest good amount of time and efforts to ensure that you get the good score in these two areas too. Now, the third is really important. The third point, that you have to motivate yourself to improve your vocabulary and grammar, because these two parameters are there in writing and speaking. So if you really do not focus upon these two areas and you are a little ignorant about it, obviously you'll not be able to score well in writing and speaking. So these two areas must not be ignored. And for these two areas, you need to put good amount of efforts. When I say improve your vocabulary, it doesn't mean learn new words and their synonyms. That's not sufficient. You really have to learn the pronunciation. You have to learn using those words effectively and naturally in your speaking and writing. Similarly, when I talk about grammar, it doesn't mean that you have to write the sentences correctly or speak the sentences correctly. You really have to learn about various structures, and you should be well versed in using those structures in your writing and speaking. In the end, I would like to say that you need to take care of all these 3 points to ensure that you really clear your IELTS in one attempt, and that too with flying colors. So wishing you all the very best. Thank you very much.